To avoidants, relationships seem to mainly be a big set of obligations. A big part of the avoidant thinks, I'm committed, I can do whatever I want. I don't like people telling me what to do. Why would I trade my freedom for obligation and restriction? At the same time, many avoidants also have other inner parts that say things like, but aren't I missing out? Wouldn't it be absolutely awesome to be in a relationship? In this video, I'll break down the avoidance fear of obligation so you can understand it and work through it towards secure attachment and a secure relationship. What fear of obligation sounds like. Specifically, fear of obligation sounds like I'll have to go to social events I don't want to go to because my partner wants me there. My partner will want to go out and do stuff all the time. I'm not interested in that. I won't be able to make my own decisions anymore. I'll have to talk things through with someone, and that creates argument, conflict, and judgment. I don't want to have to spend time with my partner's family. I don't want to have to feel guilty for what I want. Maybe while hearing these sentences, you thought to yourself, exactly, this is so true. And you wouldn't be alone with that. Many avoidants have this perspective. And the thing is, it's exactly that, a perspective, a viewpoint, a point from which to view something, in this case, relationships. And there are many other possible viewpoints to take, and each one has their own pros and cons. The pros of thinking like this is that you'll never have to go through the discomfort that's part of being in a relationship. The cons of thinking like this are that you also miss out on all the benefits of being in a relationship. And as a classic avoidant, you'll now think, well, exactly. And because the discomfort of being in a relationship is so big and has so many different aspects to it, and the benefit of being in a relationship is not that crucial, I'd rather stay uncommitted. This is one of the main differences between an avoidant insecure attachment style and a secure attachment style. The difference is in the estimate of the ratio of pros and cons in relationships your mind makes. An avoidant's mind would say the cons outweigh the pros, so it's not worth it. Whereas someone with secure attachment, they come to the conclusion that it is. And that's what I like to talk about more, so you can guide yourself to the place of secure attachment by understanding the logic and reasoning of secure attachment. But before I get to that, I'd first like to help you understand yourself better, because you can't change something without first appreciating where it came from. Why avoidants think like this? When we talk about an avoidant thinking that relationships mean mainly obligation and restriction, that's a core belief, a fundamental conclusion someone has drawn about something. And we all come by our core beliefs honestly. If to the avoidant, relationships are all about obligation, that means this is what relationships felt like to the avoidant as a child. So this means the child's parents may have had a relationship centered around obligation and restriction, or they may have interacted with the child in a way that was critical and rejecting, or they may have only interacted with the child to check if all chores and homework were done, or to demand something, or put some kind of pressure on the child. So in a way, your core belief that relationships are all about obligation is right if we look back on your early attachment experiences. At the same time, if you would have made different attachment experiences as a child, you'd have a totally different set of core beliefs right now, one that would be a lot more helpful in making you happy and allowing you to thrive in life. It's also important to highlight in this connection that whatever your core beliefs about relationships are, if you don't reflect and change them into something healthy, you'll keep acting in ways that are in alignment with these core beliefs. And in that way, recreating the experiences that first led to these core beliefs. You'll choose partners who turn relationships into obligation, or you'll act in ways in relationships that will force your partner to have to nudge you about obligations all the time. And because that's not something you want, let's look at the mindset of someone with a secure attachment style that allows them to make the experience that relationships actually have more pros than cons. How someone with secure attachment thinks about obligation in relationships. The secure way of thinking about obligation in relationships is firstly different in that it doesn't magnify the discomfort or tough moments that are there and connected to commitment in relationships. So someone with a secure attachment style will acknowledge uncomfortable and tough moments and work through them, but they won't make them seem bigger than they are through a negative mental filter. And they won't catastrophize by ruminating about them all day. A secure style of thinking about relationships also doesn't discount or overlook the benefits relationships make possible. This means practicing, noticing, and relishing positivity, positive moments and experiences in relationships. Not taking them for granted, but really appreciating and savoring them with gratitude. Just by adjusting the mental filter you have on relationships like this, you can see how that would change the way you approach and experience relationships, and how that would tip the balance of pros and cons towards more pros. Not only expecting more pros, but actually experiencing them. And of course, it doesn't take just adjusting the mental filter, but also developing the skills to create positive experiences in relationships. And when you've got that, when you've got these positive, nourishing experiences of connection and safety and shared adventure, that will then make other aspects of the relationship feel different. You'll have a positive wind carrying you through moments of discomfort or compromise. You might even feel grateful that you get to support your partner because you want to see them happy, even if that occasionally includes a bit of discomfort for you. You might start seeing supporting them as another way to experience positive emotions. When we do something for someone else with love, that gives these actions a different emotional quality that also makes you happier. So far, I've talked about creating positive experiences and working on your mental filter so that you can actually experience them. And next, I also want to share some of the beliefs of secure attachment around the responsibility and commitment relationships require. Someone with secure attachment believes that it's both partners' responsibility or opportunity, depending on how you want to look at it, to take each other into account. So they won't feel like the pressure is all only on them to over-adjust to their partner. They believe that whenever we're of different minds, which will happen, we'll be able to sort it out and find a solution. They believe that it's possible to be in a relationship and have enough space for yourself. To someone with secure attachment, a relationship is not only about doing what someone else wants. It's about discovering what you enjoy doing together and also recognizing where you need space to be yourselves so that each partner's differing needs can also be fulfilled. They believe that their partner is also someone they can rely on to get their needs met as well. So to them, their partner is not only someone that takes and receives, but also someone that gives. Avoidants often see others as unreliable, untrustworthy, unsupportive, uncaring, judgmental, critical, and rejecting. Remind yourself that this is a projection of your past into your present and future. Not everyone is like that critical and rejecting side in the important people in your early life. Someone with secure attachment takes ownership over their own responsibilities in a way that allows their partner to relax and know that they're together with someone who takes care of their stuff. So in that way, their partner doesn't have to bug them about obligations all the time. They also believe that the experience of love and connection will change the way you feel about what you might now see as obligations. Think of something or someone you love or like. Isn't it that the things you have to do to take care of this person or hobby or object, they don't feel like a huge load of obligation, but like a simple necessity that you can carry lightly because you know it's worth it? This is what love does to obligations. It turns them into responsibilities and commitment that are an honor, an act of kindness, or at least tolerable. You can't think of a stranger and be motivated to take care of them in the elaborate way that romantic partners are there for each other. That motivation comes from having feelings for them. And if you can't sense that motivation in yourself right now while thinking of a potential person That's completely natural. This motivation will build in you as you build a secure relationship with this potential person. If you have a relationship, it doesn't have to be a certain way that will ultimately make you suffer. If that's what you think of when you think of relationships, you're thinking of insecure relationships. If that's what you envision, you're projecting the experiences you've made early in life in relationships, which were centered around obligation and restriction, onto the present and future. But the experiences you made with the important people in your life as a child aren't a valid sample of what all relationships are like. Open your mind to the possibility of a secure relationship that has the power to fulfill both partners' attachment and autonomy needs in a way that makes the pros outweigh and outnumber the cons by so much that not being in a relationship is not even worth considering. Allow yourself to believe in and create a relationship in which both of you can be you, and you can both continue growing to become even more you as a shared experience. Growth, individuality, self-expression, shared together. And yes, that does require work and effort. Work on your mental filters and core beliefs about relationships. Work on developing skills that you need in relationships like self and co-regulation skills, healthy communication skills, skills to support both yourself and your partner in continued growth. You need these skills to create what you want, and the result is more than worth it. Worth the effort. What you need is an experience of secure attachment. That's what will ultimately convince even the last fractions of that part in you that's hesitant and avoidant. You could watch video after video and not feel it unless you've experienced it. So start planning your experience of secure attachment. Plan how you can work on your negatively distorted mental filter, how you can choose someone with whom you can grow and create the experience of secure attachment, a fun, healthy, rewarding relationship. Motivate yourself to give secure attachment core beliefs a try. Create the experience, and after you've had the experience, that will cement the changes in your core beliefs, and you'll have a secure attachment style. As always, I wish you all the best with that. Till next time, take care. And remember, our attachment style is learned, and you can develop secure attachment if you give it a chance. Take it step by step.